getting more Yahwist in its the way it's sort of all jumbled up. Anyway, Terah became the father of Abraham, Nahor, and Haran, not just Nahor and Haran. So we have a repeat there. Haran became the father of Lot. We know about Lot. He's going to appear in the Abraham stories. Haran died in the presence of his father Terah in his native land, Ur of the Chaldeans. But Haran, even today, is a city in northern Syria. Abraham and Nahor both married. Abraham's wife was called Sarai. Later she'll be called Sarah. They get name changes when they get chosen by God. Abraham becomes Abraham, Sarai becomes Sarah, just like the Pope. Nahor's wife was called Milcah, the daughter of Haran. So he married his, let's see, he married his first cousin, is it? Or niece? Niece, right? Niece, yeah. Of Milcah and father of Milcah, and Sarai was barren as usual and has no child. Terah took his son Abram, his grandson Lot, the son of Haran, and his daughter-in-law, the wife of Abram, and made them leave Ur, which is somewhere near Baghdad, and go to the land of Canaan. But before they went there, they went up to Haran, which is in northern Syria, and they settled there. Terah's life is a shorter one, 205 years. Then he died at Haran. So they're from northern Syria, really. I don't know about this middle Mesopotamian origin in the Ur of the Babylonians, Chaldeans or Babylonians. Anyway, that little bit, 27 to 32, is pretty Yahwist in its account. Now 12 is the first Abraham story, official Abraham story, and it's Yahwist. The Lord, or Yahweh, said to Abraham, leave your country, your family, your father's house for the land I will show you, and I'll make you a great nation. I'll bless you and make your name so famous that it will be used as a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, I'll curse those who curse you, and all the tribes of the earth shall bless themselves by you. Christianity and Islam both agree with that. So Abraham went as Yahweh told him, and Lot went with him. So his nephew went with him. Abraham was 75 years old when he left Haran. I would probably doubt that. If these stories have any accuracy, he was probably in his 30s or something. Guy's 70 years old, don't do much traveling anymore on camels and stuff. Don't do much hiking either. In any case, he took his wife Sarah and all the things that they had acquired in Haran. So there. Haran is both the name of one of his ancestors, and it's also the name of a city. That's what I was telling you about. Haran sometimes is who's Haran? He's a brother of Abraham, but is also a town. When they arrived in Haran, they settled there, line 31, and then here when he took everything he acquired in Haran. So it's a town, and it's also a cousin or a brother. One other thing. And Lot, by the way, isn't Lot the son of Haran? Or is he the son of Nahor? What do you say? No, he's son of Haran. So this is getting more distinct, not as unclear as the previous materials. Now we've since found some materials in a place in Syria called Ebla. Before that, the Syrians called it, I think, Tel Mardik. Tel means hill, so Ebla. And we found a lot of tablets there. This is on the way up to Haran from Damascus. And I haven't heard much about it recently because I think the Syrian government has pulled the lid over it. They don't like what they're hearing there. And there's a lot of material there with Hebrew type names and other things that came to light. This was very big news in the 60s and 70s, but it's since been put under wraps because I don't think the Arabs liked the idea that there were Hebrew connections to towns right in the middle of Syria, and they've put a kind of blanket over this place and information about it. I haven't heard much about it recently, but there were a lot of texts that came out of Ebla which showed that there were a lot of these Hebrew type names, including, I think, Jacob and some other names that appear in the Bible that are known in their text to some extent, which was confirming that such kinds of people did exist from that period. But now the interesting thing is that these texts are from around 2500 to about 2000 BC. 25, maybe they go down even to 1600, but I think they're 2500 to 2000 if my memory serves me correctly. So scholars, even before these texts, were putting this here around the 2000 period. I think we're talking about 2400 BC period for some of this information in terms of the world it reflects. But coming down from northern Syria, coming through places, Ebla would have been on the way. I was in Syria about, 10 years ago or so, maybe less. And I took a car. I almost got killed by the driver who wanted more money than I was prepared to give him. But I took a car from Damascus, and that's the only way to do things there. You have to rent cars with drivers. You can't drive yourself because you get killed or something bad will happen. You can't just go rent a car and drive around the country. Anyway, driver protects you too, so that's good. I took a car and I drove up to Ebla from Damascus. And I was on my way up to Aleppo, which is on the way up to where Haran is, further north from Aleppo. So all these places were interesting, but Ebla certainly is on the road down from Haran into Palestine. I can draw one of my hard maps, but I'm not sure if any much would come of it. I'm not sure I can do. This is the Tigris and the Euphrates. This is the Mediterranean. This is Turkey over here. This would be Syria here, sort of. And this is Iraq and Jordan and Palestine and so on. Not very good. But the point is that Haran now is here, somewhere on the Syrian-Turkish border. It's right off the Euphrates River. There's Euphrates. Not far from the Euphrates. The Euphrates comes around like that. And Ebla would be about here. Aleppo would be about here. So, you see, this is what's meant by the Fertile Crescent. You hear about the Fertile Crescent. Why is it fertile? Because these are all mountains here. Those are all mountains. Rain comes down and waters this